What's up, everyone? Trent here.
Along with Julia.
Welcome back to the channel, and we're back with episode 2 of Daredevil Born Again Optics. And we are still reeling after that moment in episode 1.
First 10 minutes was a freaking ride.
It was, and then the diner scene with Matt and Fisk, the dialogue there, each talking about each other's nature and their darker halves. Yeah, and then the worst thing that could possibly happen to Matt, Mayor Fisk. Yeah, that's going to be bringing the devil back out, keeping Wilson in check. It's going to be interesting. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
Aww. Must be the White Tiger episode.
Sir, let me touch up your eye.
Don't touch me. He looks so uncomfortable in this position.
Thank you, New York. Vanessa and I, we offer our deepest regards. It's humbling to be sitting here, speaking to you as mayor this evening. Beginning of the new year. Most important, new era, the greatest city in the world.
It's so interesting listening to him talk on script.
Yeah.
And
Poverty. Feeling of uneasiness as if in moments things could explode. So we don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit.
Whoa!
Or a guy who wears devil horns to save us.
Spidey.
What are you gonna do? Move to Boston?
It was interesting hearing his reaction in the crowd.
I fucking love it. The rule of law will return to New York City.
But whose rule of law? The proper rule of law, or yours, Fisk? He says it with such passion and aggression.
Me tengo que ir. Hey, buddy, this doesn't. Hey, you're beating on a guy who can't defend himself. It
Concerns me.
I said, stay out of it.
Oh, was one of them going to go on the tracks?
I hope not.
Whoop. Ah, my nose. Holy! Oh, crap!
Oh.
Oh, no! Undercover arrest.
Maybe? Maybe you're looking at corruption? I don't know, because the guy ran off. Unless you are undercover, that's a lie. That's
Yeah.
layers.
Yeah, are they undercover or are they extorting?
Fire Chief Carter is your 10 a.m. We can do that here or at the firehouse.
Firehouse. He's known to be a doubter, so best I come to him.
That's exactly. After that, we have 6 more stops. I've put in another call to Commissioner Gallo. It's our 3rd.
How old do you think this desk is? How long do you think this desk has been here? It's old. Vanessa would know by sight. You wonder, did Fiorello LaGuardia sit here?
Legacy?
He was a hero of my father's.
They're a bit fresh.
My father, he didn't respect many men, except for LaGuardia. His tenacity, him standing up to Tammany Hall. Fiorello LaGuardia, he built this city. Sorry, yes. I'm really looking forward to meeting District Attorney Hochberg.
The biggest introvert.
Yeah.
Can't we push them?
These first few days are critical. Optics are going to matter.
Yes, they are.
Establishing connections is how we set the tone with the stakeholders who can make or break your agenda. And let's be honest, a lot of these people absolutely hate
They
you.
hate you, yeah. You are a criminal.
I'm used to that.
And there's the challenge.
And I'm sorry if this is heading into personal territory. Your wife,
What about Vanessa?
the inaugural speech tracked better than expected, especially with the younger constituents.
She needs to be
However,
involved.
Vanessa's
Absence?
resistance to being part of the narrative
Yeah.
is hurting you with more traditional voters.
Yeah, she needs to be... Which goes against their plan. I love his movements, just...
Timing on this is not ideal, but my wife and I, we have work to do. Could you grant us a little leeway?
Absolutely, sir.
It's going to be very interesting how Vanessa plays into all of this. Oh.
Are gonna sign a confession.
I told a colleague I'd check on a client of theirs. Let me do that. I'll call you later if I have an update, okay? Thank you.
God, they're brutalizing him.
Thank you. Hector Ayala,
His white tiger.
those guys tune you up?
Does it matter?
It does. Matters to me. I'm a lawyer. My name is Matthew.
I didn't call you. How did you get in
You
here?
know they're saying you killed a cop.
All I was trying to do was help a guy out.
It's not their story. They're saying you approached 2 officers on the platform.
No, man.
They didn't identify
The
themselves.
people on the platform never said they were cops. They never said nothing.
Yep.
All I was trying to do was break up a beating, okay?
So what happened to the
One
officer?
of Trent trying to take me out. Look, I didn't push him, I swear. I shit didn't know there was a train coming. I mean, 1 second he's there and then he's gone.
Yep, he's telling the truth.
Is there anything you're not telling me?
No, man. Nothing.
You're still pretty wired, I'm sure. Everything's a little fuzzy. We'll need to go over it a few more times before the arraignment, but for now, that's all we need to do.
I can't afford you.
Don't worry about that. I'd still like to represent you.
Good guy, Matt.
You're in good hands, Hector.
Wait, hold up. You're blind.
And then the click of, how
Yeah.
did you know they beat me up?
Yep. I am loving the way they're showing Daredevil's powers in this.
I'm already there. Why do I need a key to Brooklyn?
Like it or not, the outer borough's your base.
Especially Staten Island. Got Staten, don't need Manhattan. Sorry.
The city is broken. I said I'd fix it.
The first 100 days are about settling in, getting a feel for the office. Try anything big now, you're painting a target on your back.
Good.
That's what he wants.
Targets draw attention to problems.
You hired me because I know how politics work in New York City. And right now, it's all about maintaining the status
Now he's
quo.
going to break the
So
mold.
your advice to the newly inaugurated mayor of New York is that he do
Do
nothing.
nothing.
What's going on
No,
here?
he's right. The first 100 days are what
We'll be around
can
in
make
like
a
a
break.
minute.
It's a giant hole.
Yeah, there's a giant pothole.
Sir? What are you doing?
It's your job. Mine.
If it's her job, why put her in the very, very back of the bloody van?
Yes. How you doing? I want you to stop what you're doing and fill that hole. You have the equipment and the manpower.
It's the red tape. We're waiting on the permit approval.
Consider it approved.
He is the approval.
Approval.
Yeah, Wilson won't put any. He won't allow anything to just take him off course.
Yes. Filling a hole like this, it's not rocket science. Remember I told you that I'd get things done. Well, here I am getting them done.
Yeah, he's taking control. That's the optics he needs.
I assume that is what you meant by optics.
Yes, Mayor Fisk, it was indeed.
Solid hole work to fill in that hole.
You worked that hole great, sir.
I send you off for a DUI and you come back with a cop killing?
The cops at the station were beating him senseless. What did you want me to do? He probably wouldn't have made it past the weekend. And for what it's worth, I think he might be innocent.
You can barely handle your current caseload. I would have to
case
sit
like this is
second
not
chair.
the worst thing in the
It's
world.
exactly the opposite of what this firm needs right now.
The other cop said there was no victim. He said it was an unprovoked attack.
Well, our client says there was.
He said.
He said.
He said.
Yeah.
Matt, you take on this case, it's going to look like you're siding against the whole NYPD.
There's got to be some sort of
Get
surveillance
you to
there.
come over from the DA's office.
You said that I was brilliant, which is true.
That is
Speak
true.
facts.
What else?
You said we take on the hard cases.
And impossible odds work is what we do here.
I hate it when he's right.
Okay.
Thank you. Talk to Hector's wife. And I need you to find the witness that Hector saved on the platform. I believe him, Cherry.
This is finding a needle in the haystack.
There's something about his story that doesn't track.
Wait, he's
You-
innocent or his story doesn't track?
Not to do with his innocence.
Both.
Yeah.
Why are you representing a cop killer, Mr. Murdoch?
Are you anti-cop?
Client is innocent, and we look forward to him having his day in court. Thank you very much.
What does the Ayala family have to say about this?
He's not anti-cop. He's pro-justice. And that's why he's worried, because Fisk is going to be watching, and anything to do with the vigilante is just going to help his cause.
But it also still puts him in the line of Fisk as well to go that
Yeah.
Center choice for New York's finest.
Yeah, actively helping vigilantes.
How you doing, Hector? Pretty bad, man. All right, hang in there. Like I said, first step in the long process.
Given the serious nature of the charges, people ask that the defendant be remanded without bail.
Your Honor, the defense would
People's motion is granted.
Without
Your Honor, if I
consideration.
said bail is denied.
Mr. Ayala is a decorated Army veteran. He has no record. He served as a CPA for 15 years. He's a pillar of his community.
He's also accused of killing a New York City police officer. Next case, please.
Accused, but
Thank
not
you,
guilty.
Your Honor.
In good hands, huh? It's gonna be okay.
Also, the intimidation tactics of all the cops being in the chambers, and that judge just gave a look.
You had an agenda giving me your number the other night.
I'm a journalist, bro.
We can kill it here as friends with political benefits. You get me access to him, I give him a straight line to the under 30 demo. And then who's got two thumbs and is a total hero?
Me. Phone.
What bullshit?
I'm covering my ass, so you don't post.
Fair enough.
Play softball in there,
I'll
okay?
to assume she only had
I'm
one.
calling in a favor.
Wait, I thought you said you were his guy.
I am. I might have embellished a little bit.
Wow. You know, I can't tell if you're an idiot or an operator.
Well, maybe I'm...
Both.
I don't know what I am.
Your coverage of my campaign was spot on. And not for nothing, you're one of the first people to take me seriously. BB. Is that short for something? Beatrice, Betty?
Just BP. I was named for my uncle.
Ben Urich.
I killed him.
Yeah.
I knew him. He was a good journalist.
Such
Yeah.
I asked Commissioner Gallo about you on 3 separate occasions. Every time, nothing. Not a word. It's got me thinking. There must be a story there.
And is there?
One of my sources at the NYPD tells me that Gallo is now poised to resign.
Oh.
Gallo is a celebrated police commissioner, maybe the most beloved the city has ever seen. And that puts you in a big fat bind. The force is already woefully understaffed, and you've got vigilantes picking up the slack. If you lose the cops, you lose the city.
Thank you, Miss Urich.
Crossing eyes to everyone.
Just one more question about Mrs. Fisk.
Oh no.
Sorry, but I'm out of time.
This way.
She got what she wanted there.
Yeah.
That was the
That's- yeah.
reaction.
Mr. Mayor, I hope we speak again soon.
So I'm under the assumption she knows what he did to Ben.
I have a feeling that this young woman is used to being underestimated. We'll use that.
Oh.
What's this? What's this?
I love your work.
Thank you.
That's the guy from Wednesday,
It's
isn't
the
it?
guy from Wednesday, yeah, the guy who was the...
Dr. Glenn,
Hide.
I need
Yeah.
help. Are you taking any new clients?
I can always move things around. I'm sure we can work something out.
Thank you.
Could you?
Of course.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting. I thought it
it-
was Matt when he first walked up. Oh, that's interesting. So I wonder what she wrote.
I wonder if she
Is
knows.
she keeping tabs on Matt?
I gotta go deal with this. It's a classy move, turning up to a police funeral after it's ended.
I didn't want to distract from the ceremony, Commissioner.
I wonder how it feels for a guy like you to come to a place like this. Are you even capable of feeling guilt or remorse?
Guilt. I didn't kill Officer Shanahan.
Maybe not him, but plenty of others.
Yeah.
Still makes no sense to me, this
Way to deflect.
mayor thing. So you gave up your criminal empire for what? So you could have less money and less power? So you could kowtow to an Italian son of a bitch in a cemetery?
How are we going to fix this issue?
Do you know who Samuel Vance was? Mayor Vance was the mayor of New York in 1874. He served for 1 month. It is my personal mission to make sure that your term is
It's shorter than that.
Oh.
He doesn't deal with
I see
threats
right
well.
through you, Fisk. You're not a mayor who loves his city. You're a whiny kid who wants everyone to love him. A monster trying to rewrite his legacy.
Oh.
It's too late. Once a thug, always a thug.
The look on Fisk's
See you
face.
around, Kingpin.
Nice!
Nice! Dude's got balls!
Yeah, dropped the K. See ya, Kingpin.
And that would be the hardest thing. Is I know exactly who you are.
Yeah. Well, Fisk was all talking about nature, and that's his nature.
Can you just be straight? Does my husband have a chance?
An NYPD cop is dead. Anytime that happens, a big machine gets turned on to try to figure out what went wrong and to punish whoever killed the cop. Punish them severely.
Works against the
And
system.
that machine has no off switch. It just goes and goes until somebody pays. Matt Murdock and this woman here are the two best lawyers I've ever seen, so now if I could just get Hector's suit for court.
Okay, it's on the bed. I can get it together.
No, you just stay on top.
Which suit?
He needs you. He needs me, or he needs me to show up in court.
Trials are about feelings.
So he's gonna go snooping and find it.
Anything's possible.
Hector, he's not the man I married.
There it is.
There it is.
And the amulet.
These I like.
The jewel in the heart of the Caribbean basin. Salty sea air.
Warm sand between our toes.
Double fisted Mai Tais.
Okay, so this fantasy of ours. What happens after the Mai Tais?
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
It's a bit steamy.
Maybe later I can give you a taste.
Take the check, please. Do you mind? I don't think you'd call this was important.
Take it.
Okay. It's sexy.
He'll make it up to you later.
With interest, I promise.
Flush.
Woof.
Guess what I've done?
I do like that they are taking nice directly from Bendis's run.
White Tiger, we talked for hours and you neglect to tell me that you moonlight as a vigilante.
I wasn't in a suit or
He's
wearing
just
my
a civilian at
amulet.
that point.
I had no extra powers. It's not relevant.
It's relevant. You hide your identity and go out and solve things the way you see fit. We're trying to position this as a one-off event. I find out you're going out at night looking for trouble.
Someone's got to protect the streets. It's not like Daredevil's around anymore.
If I can find this out, you better believe the DA's office can.
Let them. The people need a hero.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
I put my life on the line for them.
Your wife agree with that choice. This is a tough case, Hector. Cop is dead. The only way I can win it is if I know every way I can lose it.
You're right. I'm sorry. I should have told you.
You okay? Sound like you're in pain.
Rikers Island is no picnic.
He needs the amulet.
Opportunity beatdowns, guards and inmates alike.
Alright, hang in there, okay? I'll make some calls, see what I can do.
There's a very hypocritical statement by Matt about you put the mask on and you go and fight people just because he's gotten rid of that life.
Well, you seem pretty busy, so I'll get right to the point. I'm resigning my post effective tonight. Due to unforeseen scheduling conflicts, I will not be able to stay on to help with the transition.
He does not seem concerned at all.
You will need a new police commissioner, and guess what? A lot of new cops. Goodbye, Fisk.
Before you go, just one thing.
What's he got?
You're originally from Philadelphia. Cheesesteaks are great in Philly. Mr. Cashman, what's the name of the one that we like?
Geno's, Mr. Mayor.
Geno's, right. But that's your favorite. I think that the best is one I've found. It's actually right outside of the city. D'Angelo's.
Oh, no.
In King of Prussia. Mr. Cashman was kind enough to drive down there.
Oh,
no!
He's blackmailing him.
It was delicious. The concept of compromise. It's been on my mind a lot. So I have some compromises to propose. As far as a pay raise for your police force, 0. And when it comes to overtime minimums, none. And
an expanded cadet class.
Yes, that's not happening. So what do you say, Commissioner? Do we have a deal?
I'll stay. Be careful what you wish for.
I was just about to say that you've just made an enemy that will use his resources.
Yeah.
For the most part, men are weak. Any man can be swayed by a single piece of paper. He thought he could keep that child a secret. Sandwich was disgusting.
Hector's history as the White Tiger has no bearing on this case. The defense moves to suppress.
This is next level, Murdoch. That guy's a vigilante.
He wasn't in possession of his mystical amulet or in the White Tiger outfit at the time of the incident. Allowing this type of totally inflammatory information while unfairly biased to jurors
Nice.
perfectly meets the standard of more prejudicial than probative.
Cut the crap. It suggests a pattern of behavior that drove Hector Ayala to kill Officer Shanahan on that subway platform.
The jury will be deliberating about the tragic events of a single evening. The proceedings must rest not on my client's clothing, but what happened on the platform that night.
On that night.
Yeah.
I get it, I do. I get the instinct to allow everything but the kitchen sink in as evidence, but it's not right. And with respect, it's not what you're up there to do.
Okay.
Oh my
I'm granting the motion in limine. The people are directed not to discuss or introduce any evidence of Hector Ayala's life as White Tiger or any acts of vigilantism.
This is some bullshit, Jerry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jails are revolving doors now. Police officers have their hands tied. I feel like nobody's being held accountable, and I'm sick and tired of being afraid.
I'm liking that they're doing the street level pieces, getting the perspectives of the community.
My ghost-busting days are long gone, my friend. We're just not finding anything that says the guy is telling the truth.
Except for the fact that he is.
I know this case sits close to home, and all the more reason it's dangerous.
The same way judgment is clouded because of who Hector is.
Because of who you were.
Because of who you are. Because of who you were. Let's say you're right. Let's say you're right and I'm right. Hypothetically.
It's not hypothetical, Cherry. Is it? Is it? You know I know he was telling the truth.
And we both know it doesn't matter if you can't prove it.
Yeah, need to be able to prove it.
For what
Have
it's
the evidence.
worth, I like the Matt Murdock I've seen this year. The guy that went out and found his own way, got out of the kitchen, wears a normal suit. He's doing some good.
I'm finally finished all my paperwork. That's it for me.
And that at all.
And like last episode, your step slider, just how he determines the individuals. Yeah, the showcasing of his powers is excellent. Looking sus, walking into a rundown building.
Hey.
Hey, I won't be able to make a reservation tonight. I'm meeting a new client. Rain check?
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks. These aren't really necessary. Comes with the office.
We appreciate your discretion.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is she gonna marriage counsel Vanessa and Fisk?
Oh god.
Oh god.
Glenn, allow me to introduce Mayor and Mrs. Fisk.
Oh no.
That's a mess.
My husband and I have been through a lot these last couple of years.
It's an understatement.
Until very recently, we ran a complex business. Then Wilson left.
I'm curious to hear more about that. Wilson?
I was assaulted by a vigilante. The recovery process, it was quite involved. I couldn't stay in touch with Vanessa. I couldn't stay in communication with her.
Interesting you called Echo the vigilante.
Was it for the best for you, Vanessa?
I think in some ways it...
I took over the business. It thrived. It had never been more profitable. And relationship between management and labor was robust and fulfilling on both sides.
But was your husband's absence fulfilling for you personally?
Physically.
I was lonely. I missed Wilson. Then he returns, and I really don't know how I feel about that. Why are we here? Because it doesn't feel like we have a choice.
I'd like to hear from you, Wilson.
I'm here because I don't want to lose my wife.
Why are we here?
Such an interesting
Yeah.
vulnerability.
He's at 950 West 185th Street, apartment 30. I'll meet you out front.
Call Cherry.
Matt.
Hey, I need you to drive to Fort Tryon Park quickly.
Who is it? My name is Matthew Murdoch. I'm a lawyer. I represent Hector Ayala, the man who saved you on the subway platform. Look, I know you know who I am, and I know you're scared. But I'm here to help. You can trust me. Thank you. Thank you. Shut the door. What's your name?
Nikki Torres?
Nikki, you are the key witness in my defense of Hector Ayala. To be blunt, you're the only person standing between him and consecutive life sentences.
I can't, man. If I go against the cops, it's going to be really bad for you.
It is already bad for you. They have located you. They're coming to kill you. You need to come with me now.
They're here. Ah!
Shit, they're already here. Nikki, you have about 20 seconds before they bust you.
Look, man, I don't even know who you are. I know you're not.
Because he's trying
He's trying to help!
Yep.
I have a guy in Fort Tryon Park. He's gonna find you. He's gonna get you safe.
Oh, I hope so.
You're the lawyer. If you're looking for the man Hector Ayala saved on the subway platform, sadly he's no longer here.
Ooh.
Oh, you asshole! Oh, Frank's gonna have a field day with you.
Where'd he go? Listen, man, I'm visually impaired. I'd love to help.
Ooh.
Come on, Matt. Yeah, real tough guys. Oh!
Oh no!
Yeah! Oh! Go, Matt!
Ooh!
He's just transformed entirely. He's like his whole. Did he just break his neck?
I don't know.
That head slam. I'm gonna get free! I'm gonna get free right into the sun! The Vines, hell yeah! Good old Penshurst and Hurstville boys.
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't heard them for ages. Wow. He just let loose then.
I don't know if they're dead.
They're hurt.
They're hurt.
But to be fair, they've co-opted the Punisher symbol when they're cops. So, Frank is going to have a field day with that. Matt Rose.
Nice, which will be a nice introduction to him later on in the series because we did see that during the trailer. So that is a very nice intersect to allow that to come through.
And Matt Rosenberg's run deals with that really well, where Frank confronts the cops who are using his symbol. But that transformation at the end, where he's being beaten, the blood coming out, it was like that just completely. It was almost like he was hulking.
As you half said, it was almost like a Hulk out.
Yeah. You just saw the rage. He just let his visceral nature out. And look, it is what Fisk said. Your darker nature.
It's interesting watching the episode because we're not getting Daredevil in the suit. We are getting Matt, and we're getting almost the dichotomy of Matt. So a kind of slower paced one, dealing with the new Matt. So how does Matt help the city?
Yes.
And he's
as a lawyer.
As a lawyer, not as the vigilante aspect, and how he can do to help. Very interestingly paced in that regard, and again having that parallel lines of how does Fisk help the city? Not by freaking blackmailing.
Well, again, it's a tale of two halves.
It's a tale,
with Matt and Fisk.
Yeah.
You've got Fisk, who legitimately helped the city with the pothole, being that I am the mayor, you can fix this now, get rid of the red tape.
Yeah.
With the optics and this is what you wanted, me being proactive, but going against the advice that he's given of the first 100 days, you just sit tight
and you see where the chips land.
Yeah, you play the game and don't rattle any feathers. But no, going straight out of like a bull out of a gate, getting things done. But then to blackmail the police commissioner.
Yeah.
and that's and not granting him any of the things that they requested with, zero pay increase, zero overtime, zero academy expansion. Because then that'll put pressure on the commissioner, because it'll be like, well, why did you cave into these demands?
Yeah.
And
and then it leads into what does he have on you? Can we trust you? And then it's a coup from the inside almost.
Yeah, but a child that people don't know about in Philly, or just outside of Philly.
Just outside of Philly. And it's, again, interesting watching the tale of Matt in that regard, because we did have the same. Not blackmail as a sense to the White Tiger, but if I can find this, they can find it.
Yeah, and they will use it against you.
Use it against you.
In a system that is already going to be working incredibly hard against you, because they see you as a cop killer. And you saw that his rights, even just at the bail hearing, no consideration was given to him at all. I used the wrong phrase in the reaction about not guilty. I meant to say the presumption of innocence. And the fact that there were so many police in that courtroom, the scales were already tipped against Hector, and the judge wouldn't even consider Matt because of and as it was said, the system works, and it just keeps working until someone's punished for it, and that was punishing. But then seeing the judge kind of change when Matt brought the prejudicial evidence of the suit, reminding the judge of, he does have rights, and there are things that will hurt his right to a fair trial.
Yeah.
That was very well done to have that chat, and then the way the prosecutor acted, on the first name basis. Damn it, Jerry, and then Matt. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
But yeah, the personal nature for Matt as well, where he made the hypocritical statement to Hector.
Yeah, to Hector in the
about
in
him being a vigilante and the risks that it puts people in justice, when it kind of felt like Matt was also putting the guilt on himself and telling that to himself, which is why he hasn't gone into it. He's pushed he's pushed that side aside.
Yeah, side aside.
His true nature aside. But the story arc is coming directly from Brian Michael Bendis's run, and it's a 3-issue run that took a lot of the same story points. I don't know how it's going to finish because we didn't get that part yet, but finding the key witness was a material aspect of that while Hector was incarcerated. So it'll be interesting to see next episode what happens if they follow the same trajectory of that story. But yeah, great to see all of the characters having a interconnection that have been introduced so far, and now Heather being in the position of
marriage counselor.
Which
it's amazing watching what is said and what is not said and what is implied when it comes to both Vanessa and Fisk, and also what is said with a counselor as well, or therapist, to sit there and to go, okay, well, why are we here? What are your intentions? And just having what seems like vulnerability of Fisk to sit there and go, I want to save my marriage with my wife, and it's sitting there and it's like, do you? Because she wants power. She had power. You walked in, disrupted that power. But it's so interesting how they're both sitting on the couch as well, where it's so far away, but one is seated back, Fisk is forward, like teetering, jumping out of his skin with it.
Yeah, I want to watch that again, that scene in particular, just to revisit what Vanessa was saying, and that final line that she said. I kind of got the what are we doing here, that part. Like, we're being forced here. Was that we're being forced here because of Fisk's position, or is that this man is so powerful, I'm being forced here against my will because he is the most powerful man?
Well, again, even with the questioning that was said, it was implied that, okay, so that was what you meant physically. And it was the admitted of, yes, I found others to fill that void. I missed him, yes, but also...
So, Fisk's knuckles, they looked very freshly...
Oh, they're fresh... yeah, he
beat Adam?
He beat Adam.
He beat up Adam?
100% beat Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the way they were talking about the police commissioner, I thought maybe he had attacked him.
No.
Until that moment in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Which,
Dude's got balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Fisk has made an enemy that will definitely
And-
help Matt, I think.
It'll be interesting
potentially.
watching how that plays out in particular, because as you said, not getting the funding, not getting the resources that you do will affect him as police commissioner and have the effect of, well, you're not doing your job representing us as cops. So does that mean we don't trust you? But when it's sitting there going, you literally called him Kingpin. You know his nature. You know you're trying to
You know he's a
rewrite
criminal.
your legacy.
And the fact that Fisk immediately deflected, I didn't kill the cop. No, but you killed other people.
Yeah. The line of, but I was waiting for almost but how many people have you put in the same ground?
Yeah. Well, he did, basically.
Yeah.
He said it was how many others have you...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he said how many others have you killed. But that whole conversation was... Yeah. And it was interesting how it was portrayed because they were both even height. Fisk wasn't standing over, but then the complete dismissal in the office where he's just eating the sandwich.
Yep.
And I have something over you, and the casual lift up. And the
it's
look
a
on
really nice place.
Yeah.
It's again really interesting watching the camera angles and usage of this, because especially when
And who wasn't in the room at that point? His advisor.
It was very interesting watching the camera angles when he was talking and telling him about, I know you're White Tiger, because it was a straight front on camera where it was that, well, Matt, you are being a little bit hypocritical here because, you know, you are Daredevil. It's really, and then, same looking down, but it's the tilts, they're great.
And it's almost like looking at a reflection of himself. And those words that Hector said would have cut Matt of that. Well, Daredevil's not here. Someone else needs to step up. And again, Hector not knowing that he's talking directly to Daredevil.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then the other big moment with Fisk that I think is going to be very understated but have a significant impact. Bebe Urich. And poking the bear with the wife comment.
It was an interesting poke.
Yeah. And Fisk immediately going into defense mode of, we can use her, we can manipulate her. But I'm liking that she's the eyes and ears on the ground, getting the public perspective on both for and against vigilantism and for and against Fisk, and just, giving the city atmosphere and life on how the public is perceiving New York in the MCU.
I was thinking back to episode 1 and what the statistics were of Fisk winning, and it was 53%. So it's not like it's a landslide victory. It's not like it was 80%.
Was it 53?
I think it was 53.
Okay.
So you've got half and half. So seeing that ground level talking of, yes, we need vigilantism. No, we don't. Being a cop used to show the respect nature of it. Now the cops can't do anything. It's such an interesting play-by-play scene, that 50-50 side.
Yeah.
And what the people of New York in particular are wanting out of it. And it'll be interesting to either see, because they're interviewing almost, there's the same people.
The same people, yeah. The same 4 or 5 people,
It'll be interesting to see if those same 4 pop up later on and we see either a change
shift.
or a double down,
Yeah.
depending on what is happening, whether Daredevil gets reintroduced and comes back in, or if the Punisher comes back in, and what happens, how this court case is going to end.
Yeah. Bebe Urich is going to be an interesting character, and eventually when she does tie into Matt, because Fisk now has someone that we don't know if she knows that he killed Ben in season 1, but his realization and the way he behaved when he figured out who it was, that kind of his shield kind of went up, and he was a bit,
the shield went up, but then it's how can I in very similar to what he did with Echo, how can I manipulate this situation in order so you don't find out that I'm the reason they're dead.
And it's also interesting that he says
called her a vigilante.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
he was his business was being fought by the Hawkeyes. But Echo was, until that moment, his underling. I was mentoring. At that moment, she wasn't a vigilante. In Echo, she did actively go after him in the end.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how Fisk twists things to his advantage, because
'cause,
he was the one that wronged her entirely.
Yeah, because I especially how that ended in Echo, I wouldn't call that vigilantism. I'd call that just plain out revenge.
Well, you came and invaded
her
hometown.
You threatened her life, her family,
her family, her friends,
everything. That was just her being I'm not under your control. I'm
you
not
got
under
your
your wing.
comeuppance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your comeuppance, Fisk.
It's so interesting looking at the makeup as well of
that one scar,
and but how very much scars flare as well, depending, because there are moments where you can see it be very noticeable, they emphasize it, and then in others it's very subtle, and in a lot of the press junket aspects, it's let me touch it up.
But then no, don't.
Yeah,
I want the public to see me as I am. On that, I was going to say something. It just slipped my mind. Oh no! I had a great idea and it just slipped.
Damn.
Got it. I just cut out like a 2-minute pause. I was trying to think of it. But the way he spoke about his father.
Yeah.
And it was almost, again, knowing what we know about how he perceives his father, the fact that he was talking about this person was influential to my father, it makes me not trust him. Because if this person influenced your father, who was a person that you despised and killed,
yeah,
it questions your entire sincerity and your whole purpose for being mayor. Do you want to be this mayor that inspired your father, or are you wanting to be someone else? It's the way he spoke about his dad was just very interesting in that moment.
Well, it's always such an interesting part of Kingpin and Fisk in that regard, is that the information that is given normally only comes from him. You don't get any outside perspective.
He controls the narrative.
He controls the narrative so much so that when information is given, it's normally given from him. So there's always that grain of salt to it. So it's sitting there going, Did you know my father? And no, I didn't. And you're opening up to me.
He loves an anecdote, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does.
He does.
But to also create that comfort with your advisor as well.
But also the advisor giving the advice and him just going off onto his own story and then pulling it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Vincent D'Onofrio is so good. Just the way he moves, his little tics when someone challenges him or he's feeling nervous. Just because when he realized it was Bibi Urich, he did the finger tense.
It's interesting what betrays him.
Because we're going down the Mayor Fisk Devil's Reign arc at the moment, but I'm kind of thinking, are we going to get a plot similar to the Siege plot, where everyone's expecting Norman Osborn to break as the leader of Hammer, and he starts to let slip, and then there's that big moment where he finally breaks, and everyone's like, well, we expected that, we called that to happen.
Yeah.
I'm expecting something very similar to Fisk, where he makes the people kind of forget or dismiss that he was a criminal through his own manipulation of things, because he's still undergoing criminal activity. He's blackmailed the police commissioner, and he's got Vanessa cooking all of his books and running his criminal enterprise.
It would be interesting to see whether it is that the perception, and then what is the breaking point of it, and will the breaking point be the return of Matt in the suit, or will that breaking point happen and Matt returns? It will be interesting to watch it play out.
But Matt's rage is great. Just the way that his control that he had to not let loose, and then how he just succumbed to it. That exact
moment when needed as well. But just
and a good cutoff at the end.
And he's his lawyer. Oh yeah, okay, just fucking shoot him.
Yeah, beat up and shoot
a lawyer. Yep.
But another good episode. Can't wait for the now weekly drop.
Yeah.
First two at once. Whew, and bring the Punisher in to set those cops straight.
Yep.
Whew. Tell us your thoughts on episode 2 in the comments. I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
And as always, keep it nerdy.